हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं रुचि सिंह आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ डेली न्यूज़ एनालिसिस ऑफ तथास्तु-ICS। आज हम जैसा कि एवरीडे वी डू टेक द रेफरेंस ऑफ द हिंदू newspaper of Delhi edition. So please, I hope you are starting the session. Open your newspaper and start marking the articles which we will be covering in detail today. We will be covering the newspaper as such, the article as such. We will be reading. Along with it, I'll be showing you some content which is required to see from all the other dimensions of that particular topic which has been discussed in that article, and thus how a multi-dimensional approach through interdisciplinary approach we will be covering the article. Please open your newspaper and mark the articles which we will be taking in detail. So the first article which we will be discussing is, with 47 votes, Champai government wins the floor test. So here we will be discussing in detail what is floor test and what all are the constitutional provisions related to floor test, the governor's discretionary powers, all these things. Please mark it on page number 1. Second article which we will be taking is honor and exceptions on page number 6. Alright, this is related to some of the names mentioned in the article, who all are the individuals, the people, the personality who did receive Bharat Ratna, and who are the two other personalities who are going to receive Bharat Ratna award. We will be discussing some of the constitutional articles related to the titles, etc. And then third article which we will be taking is a critical view of the sanitation miracle in rural India in this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and SBM phase 1, phase 2, Gramin, that we will be taking up. And then last article which we will discuss it, an Uttar Pradesh model to tackle malnutrition. In this we will be covering some of the micro enterprises, the role of women, and SSGs, etc. So let's take up every article in detail. So the first article with 47 votes, Champai government wins the floor test. इसमें आप सबको क्या पढ़ने की ज़रूरत है? सबसे पहले जब हम आर्टिकल पढ़ते हैं, जो प्रैक्टिस हम वी हैव इवॉल्व्ड ओवर टाइम, वी हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग इट, इज टू फर्स्ट deconstruct the content of the article. How do you deconstruct it? So the first thing which you need to understand is everything related to floor test. So this article we will look at with two perspectives. One is prelims and another is mains. Alright, prelims में क्या पूछ सकते हैं? Meaning of floor test, constitutional provisions, and then governor's discretionary powers, and then with respect to prelims, this is all. And with respect to mains, what you need to read in detail is constitutional provisions, with respect to summoning powers of the government. Of the governor. So this article is all about floor test. With respect to prelims, how you need to look at is the meaning of floor test, constitutional provisions related to this particular concept, and the governor's discretionary powers. Mains में क्या पूछ सकते हैं इस article से related? Constitutional provisions with respect to summoning powers of the government. So let's look at the article. Let's look at all these things in detail. So why floor test is in news? Because in the Jharkhand State Legislative Assembly there is conduction of the floor test. And what do you understand by floor test? The term is used for the test of majority. Simple language में आप understand करें, ठीक है? So what is floor test? It is just a test of the majority. If there are doubts against the majority claims of the chief minister, she can be asked to prove the majority in the house. If there is a doubt against the majority claim, so he or she can be asked to prove the majority in the house. So this is all about floor test. Who can call for the floor test? Speaker and the governor. In what circumstances the speaker can ask for the floor test is when the house is not in the session. When governor can ask for the floor test when the assembly is not in session. So this is the two difference, when speaker can ask for the floor test, when governor can ask for the floor test. So this is you need to remember for prelims. Constitutional provisions. What are the constitutional provisions related to floor test? Article 172 clause 175 clause 2. What does it say? Please open your bare act and read along with me. And iska crux kya hai? Governor can summon the house and call for a floor test to prove whether the government has the numbers. All right. However, governor can exercise the right only on the aid and advice. On the aid and advice, please note it down. Here UPSC can trick you while forming the statement regarding floor test and the constitutional provisions related to floor test. So it says that governor can exercise this right only on advice, only aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. So this does not come under discretionary power of the governor. So please note it down for prelims point of view. And then for mains point of view, if you are asked what do you understand by floor test, what are the constitutional provisions, you also have to cite some Supreme Court judgments whenever there are any questions pertaining to polity section especially. So one judgment which is there is Nabam Rabia versus Deputy Speaker 2016. In the Supreme Court said that the powers to summon the house is not solely vested in the governor and should be exercised with aid and advice of the Council of Ministers and not at his own. All right. And the second judgment which is available is Shivraj Singh Chauhan and others versus Speaker 2020. So this was about the governor. Second is about the speaker. Supreme Court upheld the powers of speaker to call for a floor test if there is a prima facie view that the government has lost its majority. So these are the two judgments you have to remember. If we talk about mains, so how can the government call for a floor test? So these are the provisions in the Constitution, Article 174. Please do take a reference from your bare act and read. Article 174 clause 2 subclause B of the Constitution gives power to the governor to dissolve the assembly on the aid and advice of the cabinet. However, the governor can apply his mind when advice comes from a chief minister whose majority could be in doubt. So this is one provision. Article 175 clause 2 says that the governor can summon the house and call for the floor test to prove whether the government has the numbers. All right. And however, the governor can exercise the above only as per Article 163 of the Constitution. So what are the articles which you need to remember in this topic is Article 174 and then Article 175. Next is Article 163, very important. This says that Article 163 of the Constitution, which says that the governor acts on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister. So these are the first provision. However, then these are the conditions which is applied when governor can call for the floor test. When the house is in the session, it is the speaker. When house is in the session, it is the speaker who can call for a floor test. But when the assembly is not in session, the governor's residuary powers under Article 163 allows him to call for a floor test. So it is a residuary power, not a discretionary power. This is very important. If UPSC can ask any statement based on this, right and wrong, it can ask. So please note it down. And what are the governor's discretionary powers? Under Article 162 clause 1, 163 clause 1 essentially limits any discretionary power. It essentially limits any discretionary power of the governor only to cases where the Constitution expressly specifies that the governor must act on his own and apply an independent mind. The governor can exercise his discretionary power under Article 174. All right, Article 174, governor can exercise the discretionary power when the chief minister has lost the support of the house and his strength is debatable. So in this condition, governor can exercise the discretionary power under Article 174. Please note it down. Generally, when doubts are cast on the chief minister that he has lost the majority, the opposition and the governor would rally for a floor test. So this is all about the floor test. Agar aap question dekhenge, just have a look at the question and try to answer based on our discussion. There are two statements. Tell me which is correct. and which is wrong, the first statement and the second statement. The statement, please have a look, I'll give you a second. The first statement is the power to call floor test is vested with governor when the assembly is not in the session. The second statement says it comes under discretionary power of the governor. Which of the following given above is are correct? So what is it asking? Is are correct? So tell me, is the first statement correct? Is the second statement correct, or both are correct, or none are correct? So first is correct. It is vested with the governor when the assembly is not in session. We read in the article itself. It is not a discretionary power. It has to be exercised based on aid and advice of Council of Ministers. So second is wrong, and so the correct answer is A only. If we think about this article with respect to mains, what could be a probable question? Write a short note on governor's discretionary powers with the special reference to floor test, citing suitable Supreme Court judgments. So I think whatever we discussed based on this, you can handle this question. Now let's move to our second article of the day. We did cover first one. Second, let's go for honor and exception, page 6. Please move to page 6. In this, what you all need to understand, this article is about who all have got Bharat Ratna award. So here you need to connect it with article 18(1) of Indian Constitution. Second, which you need to just find out from the article, who all have got it in recent times. And then the last thing which you need to understand is how many individuals can receive Bharat Ratna in one particular year. So this is, you need to note down. Let's read the article, and from there let's fetch the facts. Go to page number 6. I think it's on the editorial page. Please move to editorial page directly. Yeah, it is on actually page number 10. Let me correct. It's not on page number 6. It's on page number 10. Please refer page number 10. And the article is this. Honor and exception. Let's read the article and find out the names which has been awarded Bharat Ratna. Recently, Mr. Advani has been named to receive the Bharat Ratna. If you say that, why? Then he has been a defining figure of modern Indian history. At the age of 14, he joined RSS, and his role in the advancement of Hindutva ideology has been the biggest by any single, on the claim that matters of faith cannot be subjected to litigation. So one name is this, and the Karpuri Thakur is a central figure in social justice politics, a euphemism for the demand for better representation of intermediate caste of Bihar and the larger Hindu belt who challenged the Congress hegemony. So these are the two names previously who all received this Bharat Ratna award. You can take it down from this article. In 2015, A.B. Bajpayee, the first Prime Minister of BJP, and the second was Madan Mohan Malvi, who founded the Banaras Hindu University, where they conferred Bharat Ratna. In 2019, Pranab Mukherjee, Bhupendra Kumar Hazarika, and Nanaji Deshmukh. So UPSC mein these names can be dropped in a statement and can be asked which of the following are the recipient of Bharat Ratna. You can easily eliminate the points, eliminate the names, or select correct your answer based on this article. So what is constitutional provisions? Let's look at that. So we'll understand this article through this question. Consider the following statement in respect of Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards. The first statement is Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards are titles under Article 18 Clause 1 of the Indian Constitution Second statement says Padma Awards, which were instituted in the year 1954, was suspended only once. So कहाँ पे आपको ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है? Where you can make the answer wrong or right. Year 1954 suspended only once. Article 18(1) title के अंदर आता है. The third statement, number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to a maximum of 5. So these are the catch. Now try to look at the statement and find out the answer. Which of the following, the question is about, are not correct? Which of the statement are not correct? So all the statements are not correct. This is also wrong, this is also wrong, this is also wrong. So answer would be D. 1, 2, 3. All of the statements are wrong. Let's see why. Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards are not titles. Article 18(1) abolishes titles. So Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards are not titles under Article 18. So first statement is wrong. Second statement, Padma Awards, which were instituted in 1954, is correct. The catch is here. It is suspended only once. No, it has been suspended twice. One in year 1977 and another in 1999. So 1992. So these are the two instances where Padma Awards were suspended. That's why the second statement is wrong. Third is number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to a maximum of 5 in a particular year. Not 5, it is actually 3. So this is also wrong. All the 3 statements are wrong. Correct answer is 1, 2, 3. Now let's move to our content articles. We have covered first article, second. Now we are on a critical view of the sanitation miracle in rural India. Go to the editorial page. Page number 10. A critical view of the sanitation miracle in rural India. Let's read this article. Before taking this article in detail, थोड़ा इसको deconstruct कर लेते हैं कि what all are written in this article. So how do you approach this? The sanitation. The article is about sanitation. इसमें पढ़ना क्या है आपको? First is we will be talking on Swachh Bharat Mission, Gramin, phase 1 and phase 2, the target years. The second thing which we will be covering is reasons for not use of the toilet. जो इस article में है उसी की basis पे ही हम cover करेंगे. Reasons for or less use of toilets. इसमें जो हम areas dimensions cover करेंगे वो है social norms, economic, and then we will be covering about infrastructural issues, So in these dimensions we will be covering the reasons for not or less use of toilets. And then the third point which we'll be covering is Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Jeevan Mission क्यों? Because here infrastructural issues में जो हम cover करेंगे वो cover करेंगे lack of tap water supply. तो tap water supply हर household को पहुंचाने के लिए जल जीवन मिशन लाया गया था. So a little bit reference about Jal Jeevan Mission, and then as always way forward. So this is how this article has been covered in this pattern in this line only. We will be covering this article. Let's go to the article and read. What is Sustainable Development Goal 6? In this, access to water and sanitation is the goal number 6. This is one PT pointer, please take it down. And then where I have highlighted is the point Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin to make India open defecation free by 2019. तो जो टारगेट ईयर था वो 2019 था. हम देखेंगे अब इसको फेज 1 फेज 2 में है. फेज 2 का ईयर टारगेट ईयर डिफरेंट है, दैट वी विल लुक एट. Then next data which this article has talked about is sanitation coverage in the country improved from 39% in 2014 to 100% in 2019. So this is one data. Phase 2 of SBM जो G है उसके बारे में बात किया जाएगा आगे. And the government aims to transform India from ODF to ODF plus. What is the difference between ODF and ODF plus by 2024-25? So that one thing which has to be noticed. The construction of toilets does not automatically lead to their use. A national sample survey 69th round showed that in 2012, when 59% of rural households had no access to a toilet, 4% of individuals who had access to reported not using this. Even 59% household had no access to toilet, and 4% who had the access of toilet did not use it. So this is talking about, you know, पहले तो data, that what are the data available, that how many people have the access to toilet and how many of them are, despite having the access of toilets, are not using it. So this data shows that the primary reasons, now it is talking about the primary reasons. It's not using one were not having any superstructure, the facility malfunctioning, the facility जो टॉयलेट्स की वो malfunction, कभी छत गिर जाती है, कभी दीवार गिर जाती है, जो पिट है वो फुल हो जाता है, उसकी क्लीनिंग टाइमली नहीं होती है. So this is about that. The facility being unhygienic, unclean. जब टैप वाटर अवेलेबल नहीं है तो टॉयलेट में जाने के बाद people give preference to open spaces, using open spaces for defecation. So these are the reasons for not using these facilities has been cited by the writer. A higher non-use of toilets in Gujarat was due to lack of access to water in Dahod district. So these are the points which you need to take from the article. That पहले तो the writer has talked about the situation prevailing about the use of these facilities, and then it has highlighted using the data that, you know, even there are how much is the access of these facilities for the people, but also then it talks about how many households, despite having the access to these toilets, are not using it. Then it is citing the reasons of not using these facilities, and reasons are these which we just looked at. And then सोशल नॉर्म्स ऑफ द प्योरिटी. तो अनदर रीज़न जो मेंशन है इस आर्टिकल में वो है कि सोशल नॉर्म्स ऑफ प्योरिटी. जैसे ये नॉर्म्स है, ये बिलीफ है कि घर में जो है टॉयलेट नहीं होना चाहिए, तो ये भी मेंटालिटी लोगों में है दैट घर में टॉयलेट होना अशुभ होता है एंड ऑल. सो दीज आर द सोशल नॉर्म्स का रेफरेंस है. क्वालिटी इशूज भी हैं जो एक में एज अ रीज़न है. इन गुजरात इज सेइंग दैट 17% ऑफ दोज नॉट यूजिंग टॉयलेट्स रिपोर्टेड दैट substructures had collapsed, and 50% report that pits were full. So these are the two. Another reason, this is how you reconstruct the article. सब पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. कहते हैं ना, लोग कहते हैं कि पेपर पढ़ने में 2-3 घंटा लग जाता है. आप हर चीज़ को इतना ध्यान से पढ़ोगे, थोड़ा सा क्विकली गो थ्रू द ग्लांस और सीधा फटाफट हाईलाइट करके जो अपने काम किया है. सबसे पहले आर्टिकल को एक कर्सरी ग्लांस की तरह पढ़ लो. ये नहीं कि बैठ के एक एक लाइन पढ़ रहे हैं, एक एक लाइन समझने की जरूरत है. हर लाइन समझ में भी नहीं आएगी और हर लाइन समझने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. जस्ट गिव अ कर्सरी ग्लांस. कर्सरी ग्लांस में जितनी भी आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग बन जाती है, बिकॉज आई होप नाउ यू हैव बीन रेफरिंग टू मेन सिलेबस और प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर आप देख चुके हैं, तो आप उस आर्टिकल का यू कैन मेक अ कनेक्शन विद योर सिलेबस एंड देन एक माइंड मैप बनाइए, जैसे हम बनाते हैं कि इस आर्टिकल से क्या हम वी विल व्हाट ऑल वी विल टेक आउट फ्रॉम दिस आर्टिकल, हाउ दिस इज सिग्निफिकेंट फॉर मेंस और फॉर प्रीलिम्स, डेटा क्या कहता है. तो एक कहते हैं ना आउटलाइन बनाइए, एक माइंड मैप बनाइए कि इस आर्टिकल से आपको क्या समझना है. जब वो एक बार समझ में आ जाए फिर अगेन यू रीड दिस आर्टिकल क्विकली. जो भी हाईलाइट किया था सिर्फ उसको पढ़ के आप आगे बढ़ जाइए. दिस हाउ यू कैन रिड्यूस योर टाइम इन न्यूज़ रीडिंग. सो नेक्स्ट विच वी नीड टू लुक एट इज क्वालिटी इशू. देख लिया. हाउस होल्ड साइज एंड सोशल नॉर्म्स. प्रॉब्लम ये भी है कि जो टॉयलेट फैसिलिटी दी जा रही है वो ये देख करके नहीं दी जा रही कि व्हाट इज द साइज ऑफ द हाउस होल्ड. अगर हाउस होल्ड का साइज बड़ा है देयर शुड बी मोर देन वन टॉयलेट. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वन कंसर्न कि टॉयलेट और बिकॉज देयर इज मल्टीपल यूज ऑफ दैट टॉयलेट, देयर फ्रीक्वेंट यूज ऑफ दैट टॉयलेट बिकॉज ऑफ number of people in the family, so it becomes hygienic and the preference for this facility is lost and people prefer to use open spaces. That is what is about. And then next line is about the higher the household size, the greater the chance of not using the toilet. Overcrowding and social norms prevent all household members from using the same toilet. So as we talked, and the another is for the chance of using toilet are reduced if access to water is difficult. Access to water is very significant part of facilitating the use of toilets. So वही है कि अगर access of water है ही नहीं, accessibility, so this is also difficult. The toilet use is found to be very high in remote and backward villages if household have doorstep access to water. The chance of toilet use are also reduced if a household has a detached bathroom. So people will use toilets if the toilet is not attached to the bathroom, if it is detached. So this is one another observation. Phase 2 of the program does not have any criteria mandating multiple toilets for household larger than a certain size. Neither does it have any provision for building an attached bathroom. So phase 2 के जो lacunas हैं उसके बारे में, phase 2 of SBM G की बात कर रहा है, phase उसके बारे में जो उसके lacunas हैं, जो issues हैं उसके बारे में बात कर रहा है. And then it says that to avail the accessibility of tap water, Jal Jeevan Mission program was launched to provide tap water to each household. What is the year? Target year 2024. ठीक है, 2024 is the target year. Next, sanitation behavior also varies across socio-economic classes. And go to the last paragraph but one. उसको पढ़िए and other things you can leave. Sanitation behavior also varies across socio-economic classes. NARSS 3 finds that access to toilets was highest for upper caste 97% and lowest for scheduled caste 95%. Our multi-state study finds that the percentage of non-users is higher among the upper caste than backward caste. So देख रहे हैं जो uses है टॉयलेट का उसका जो लोअर कास्ट में है दैट इज बीइंग सीन मोर देन द अपर कास्ट. सो अपर कास्ट आर lagging behind in terms of using these kind of facilities, the toilets and all. So hence sanitation behavioral change campaigns should consider two steps because there is caste dynamics also involved. So it says that the जो sanitation behavioral change campaign be honest because behavioral changes will only condition people to use the toilet. So it says that it should be considered in two steps: construction and use. Further, the variation in network villages between villages should be considered in campaign design. In some villages, behavioral change of household can happen independently and collectively in others. Phase 2 of SBMG does not seem to have given enough thought to social engineering through social network in a societal haunted by regressive norms and caste hierarchy. So caste hierarchy, regressive norms, these are the other reasons which prevent people using toilets, and that is why these issues should be targeted, should be eliminated. However, collective behavioral changes, so this is way forward. Collective behavioral changes in the nation has still to take place. Our study suggests that behavioral change in sanitation cannot happen independently. It is contingent upon social network and an overall improvement of living standards, including better housing and access to basic services. So you can provide this in conclusion or way forward. So this is all about reading this article. Let's look at the article a bit in terms of what all content you should see. तो स्वच्छ भारत मिशन ग्रामीण के बारे में आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ना ज़रूरी है. तो the Ministry of Jal Shakti launched it in 2014 with the goal of focusing attention on sanitation and accelerating efforts to achieve universal sanitation coverage. Ministry of Jal Shakti जो स्वच्छ भारत मिशन ग्रामीण है, that is brought by who? Ministry of Jal Shakti in 2014. This is PD pointer. Goal of the mission, known as Jan Andolan, was to end open defecation in rural areas across the country. Open defecation, ठीक है? Open defecation को end करना इसका target है. Phase 1 is about 38.7% of rural areas in the nation had access to sanitation at the time of the program's launch in October 2, 2014. This is the data. Since the mission's inception, over 10 crore individual toilets have been built. As of October 2, 2019, 2015 से 5 साल के बाद 2019 में rural areas across all states have declared themselves to be off limits. And then about phase 2, this phase focuses on providing sufficient facilities of solid, liquid and plastic waste management, all right, in rural India, as well as the sustainability of the accomplishments made in phase 1. Phase 1 में जो भी accomplish किया गया उसको sustain करते हुए phase 2 में there has to be some targets which has to be achieved. Its mission mode implementation will take place between 2020, 2021, 2024, 23, 25 with a total budget of rupees 1,40,881. So these are the some data, some takeaways for Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin SBMG. You can note it down, and this is how you need to look at this. The last article, an Uttar Pradesh model to tackle malnutrition. इसमें हमने बहुत पहले सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स के बारे में भी पढ़ा था, दैट यू नीड टू टेक अ रेफरेंस ऑफ. इसमें माइक्रो इंटरप्राइजेस, कम्युनिटी बेस्ड अप्रोच. तो इस आर्टिकल में माल न्यूट्रिशन, एक तो कहते हैं ना एक तीर से सिर्फ 2 निशाने, कई निशाने. तो माल न्यूट्रिशन को टारगेट करना है. हाउ वुमेन कैन कम टुगेदर and they can be skilled, they can be provided all the facilities, they can be provided all the supports to form micro enterprises and community based approach and target malnutrition. So इसमें ये सब बात करेंगे हम. And then it also talks about how apps and technological intervention can facilitate in this endeavor. And then after that, which we will look at is that, like when we talk about apps and technology, we talk about how this will foster innovation and sustainability. And then last May, which we will look at a little bit about women. Obviously women will be empowered because they will be the one who will be involved in community based grouping of and forming micro enterprises, self-help groups. They will be economically empowered. Economic empowerment will bring social empowerment, and they will have a role in reducing malnutrition. Then overall youth and children will be empowered. So this is how you deconstruct this article, and this article has talked on these lines only. Let's look at the article. Uttar Pradesh is a remarkable example of the importance of women's empowerment in tackling. So something good about Uttar Pradesh, and there are a lot of good things, good developments in Uttar Pradesh. This is one of the examples. Uttar Pradesh is a remarkable example of importance of women's empowerment in tackling malnutrition by supporting community-based, you see, community-based micro-enterprises by self-help groups. These enterprises produce fortified and nutritious foods. Fortified मतलब जो nutrition है, जैसे micronutrients, macronutrients होते हैं. So the grains or the food products जो हैं, they will be fortified. Fortification means adding these nutrients to those ready to eat food. So this is about fortified and nutritious food for pregnant, breastfeeding mothers and children, provided as take-home ration through Integrated Child Development Services ICDS program. Next, which you need to focus on, leave everything. The feasibility of this model was demonstrated by United Nations World Food Program by using 2 pilot plants in Unnao and Fatehpur 2021. So such a good development. How this will lead to women's empowerment for nutrition? Engaging women from the community to run the take-home ration production units is a game changer. The unique gender transformative approach provides livelihood opportunities to local women, empowering them economically. So this, and then go to this line. This project presents an excellent opportunity for them to earn a livelihood and contribute to the local economy, as several ingredients are procured locally. So you see, this will also give thrust to the local economy as well, because it said that this project presents an excellent opportunity for them to earn a livelihood. So they are earning livelihood, they are adding to the lives of women and children, and also it is contributing to the local economy as the जो ingredients होंगे ready to eat food के जो ingredients होंगे they are procured locally, so this will give a boost to the local economy. Next, which you need to focus is on the Department of Women and Child Development has also used the opportunity to reformulate the take-home ration. It is nutritious with the inclusion of high-quality milk powder, oil, vitamins, and minerals, which can help to support the health and well-being of children and prevent malnutrition. So, you know, we have deconstructed the article. उसी के line पे we are picking the facts from here, and you need not to read anything else in this which I have highlighted. Just highlight in your article in your paper and just go through that only. So next is the products include sweet and savory options such as atta besan halwa, atta besan barfi, dalia, moong dal, khichdi. So you can see these are very much nutritious products, ready to use, ready to eat food, जो कि बहुत nutritious, जिनकी वैल्यू हाई होती है उन इंग्रेडिएंट्स से बना हुआ है. तो रेडी टू ईट मील्स कम इन एज अप्रोप्रिएट कलर कोडेड पैकेजिंग. तो इसी कितना अच्छा टेक्नोलॉजिकल यूज़ है जो टेक्नोलॉजी के सपोर्ट से, लाइक अलग अलग कलर कोडिंग कर देंगे कि वुमेन के लिए ये है, चिल्ड्रन जो है उनके ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग वुमेन के लिए है उसका अलग कलर कोड है, और जो लैक्टेटिंग मदर्स हैं जैसे कि ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग एंड लैक्टेटिंग मदर उनका अलग कलर कोड कर दिएगा. चिल्ड्रन ऑफ जो पर्टिकुलर एज ग्रुप है उनके लिए कलर जो पैकेजिंग होगी उसकी अलग अलग कलर कोडिंग होगी. सो दिस इज़ वन द इनोवेशन आप मेंशन कर सकते हैं, बहुत सारी जगह एग्जांपल्स कोड कर सकते हैं इसको. तो रेडी टू यूज़ मील्स कम इन एज अप्रोप्रिएट कलर कोडेड पैकेजिंग दैट इंक्लूड्स हेल्पफुल इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन इन्फेंट एंड यंग चाइल्ड फीडिंग प्रैक्टिसेस. सो इसमें कलर कोडिंग के साथ साथ इन्फॉर्मेशन भी उसमें मेंशन होगी पैकेजिंग पे, दैट ऑल अबाउट इन्फेंट एंड यंग चाइल्ड फीडिंग प्रैक्टिसेस. द राइट फीडिंग इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर राइट physical growth of the child, so that packaging will also mention all these things. So next is go to, I think this is all about this article. You can highlight these points, and yes, fostering innovation and sustainability. इसमें एक बहुत जो striking feature मुझे लगा कि how well technology has been used to make this kind of initiative successful is that an app-based solution is being developed to build the capacities of women to produce take-home rations. To improve the viability of the production units, women will receive training to develop nutritious products for the local market. So women will be also provided trainings to develop the products for the local market. They will use the same units they use to produce take-home rations, which will enhance their income, improve the revenue for the take-home ration units, and ensure the availability of nutritious food in the local market. So this is also the use of technology and fostering innovation and sustainability. So this is all about this article. Let's see if we have some content. I think yes, we covered everything. And Uttar Pradesh model to tackle malnutrition, we have covered how micro women will be coming together to as a community-based approach to form micro enterprises and self-help groups. This will be targeting malnutrition. This is an app-based technology innovation. Women will be empowered because they will be provided skills and training also that will improve the economy of the particular of that area. This will also give social empowerment because women will be having livelihood opportunities. Or economic growth and development of women means their social empowerment as well. So this is all about this article. We have covered everything in detail. So what else? Let me see if something is, yes, I think this is all about today's article. There is nothing much to read, but if you can cover these articles, so this will be helping you in paper 1 social issues and social justice. ऑल्सो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट में, एथिक्स में, केस स्टडी में भी आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं, ऐसे में भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. यू कैन गिव दीज एग्जांपल्स. एंड एसएसजी का भी, एसएसजी के बाद टॉपिक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है मेंशन है, तो एसएसजी में ये एग्जांपल्स प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट टुडेज न्यूज़पेपर. कीप रीडिंग योर, कीप रेफरिंग योर मेंस सिलेबस. आपके दिमाग में सारे टॉपिक्स चलते रहना चाहिए और PYQ सॉल्व करते रहना चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट इज़ योर रामबाण. अगर आपको PYQs अच्छे से आपने समझ लिया है, दैट विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड द साइकोलॉजी ऑफ पेपर सेटर. आपको वो अच्छे समझ में आ जाएगा, तो आप अपना जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन का इंटेक कर रहे हैं आप उसी हिसाब से इंफॉर्मेशन इंटेक करेंगे. तो जैसा मैंने पहले भी बोला है कि राइट एग्ज़ाम माइंडसेट बहुत ज़रूरी है. जो लोग क्लियर करते हैं, दैट डजंट मीन दे आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, बट दे हैव डेवलप्ड द राइट माइंडसेट. राइट माइंडसेट इज डेवलप्ड बाय लुकिंग एट द PYQs, अच्छे से उसको सॉल्व करना, स्टेटमेंट्स को देखना. क्योंकि अगर कोई नई चीज़ इन्फॉर्मेशन यूपीएससी ने इस बार क्वेश्चन में पूछा है, तो हो सकता है उसी के फर्दर अराउंड दैट टॉपिक ओनली यूपीएससी माइट आस्क क्वेश्चन अगेन. तो इस तरीके से आप जो 15-20 नंबर का फ़र्क होता है, जो सेलेक्ट होते हैं, जो नहीं सेलेक्ट होते हैं, तो यही एक रीज़न है. तो आप PYQs देखते रहिए, मेंस का सिलेबस रिफर करते रहिए. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट टुडे. हैप्पी रीडिंग. विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट. सी यू टुमारो.